Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We're in downtown Naperville today, and we're outside the Jefferson Club and the law offices of Bran Bobosky. Bran, tell me a little bit about, I don't think we know why you became a lawyer or how you became a lawyer.
Well, I think it's an interesting story. I studied engineering, and I got a degree in aeronautical engineering from University of Notre Dame. When I was taking the classes, and I got fairly good grades, but other people would finish homework in 15 minutes, and it took me 2 hours. And I graduated with a degree, but I knew that that wasn't something I wanted to do the rest of my life. And as you probably know from our other experiences, I do like to talk, and I like to get into discussions and stuff, and so that seemed to be the way to go, to be a lawyer. I originally wanted to be a patent lawyer because they generally combine the engineering scientific aspect in the writing of patents in the law. But something happened. I applied at the patent office. I was married to Mary Ann, expecting a baby, and I was out in Sterling, Illinois with a job. I wound up there because the patent office declined. They didn't have any openings in my position. That's the way the patent lawyers generally start. 6 months later, I got this notice that they now had an opening. We have the baby, and I got a job, and I said, you didn't want me, so I'm going to just continue in general practice, which I've done for all these years since then.
Wow, that's great. I didn't know that. I didn't know you had that technical degree. I think it lends a lot.
Well, it did. My first job was with, or one of my early jobs was with a electrical contractor. So I was conversant with a lot of things that they did. They built electrical systems around the country and actually in the world. So it did come in handy. Not so much lately, but I could still add and subtract anyhow. Yeah.
That's great. What's your general area of practice now? Is there a specialty with your law firm?
Well, I guess the new word is morphed, as it were, or evolved into certain things. When I first started, I did everything, bankruptcies, divorces, even criminal work. I had a good general practice background when I was in Sterling, which was for about 3 years. And then I came back and I got involved with corporations, and then my own practice here in Naperville for the past 30 years. And so it's kind of changed, and I got rid of the trial aspect. So I'm basically what they call now a transactional lawyer. I deal with transactions. There's another lawyer or a client on the other side of the matter, and so it might be an employer-employee situation, it might be establishment of a small business, real estate transactions, wills and things of that sort.
Tell me about your office situation here. What's your staff like?
Well, one-person staff, Nina Vittori, excellent paralegal, and so she is the contact person with the clients, the realtors, and other professionals. And then I come in if there's a legal matter that has to be solved, because I'm licensed to do that. But the other stuff, probably 80 or 90% of a particular file, she'll be on top of. And we get along quite well. And she is able to, with computer technology, she takes a computer with her and can work from home, from other places, and it's worked out real well.
Bran describes you as the front or the start of the process. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So depending on whether it's a buy or sell, they're both different. If we represent the seller, there's a lot more involved than when we represent the buyer. There's an inspection that is done. The buyer's attorney will send us over a letter with inspection items that need to be corrected. We work with our client then to make sure anything that's considered a health or safety issue is taken care of. Once we're done with the inspection, modification items, and that closes, then I order homeowners association documents, I order survey, I order the statement of open accounts from the city of Naperville if it's a Naperville transaction. If not, I have to check to see what that city requires. And then I work with the title company to order title, and we review the title here. Brand actually reviews it, and then once we have everything situated and we get it clear to close from the lender, then we set it up for closing. And then sometimes I go to the closings as well. On a buy side, it's a little different. We do work more with the lender because we're representing the buyer. And We then are on the other end of the inspection. We go through the inspection report with our client, pick out the things that are considered a safety or health issue, and then write the letters up to the attorney for the sellers so that we can address those situations that are most important to the buyers.
It sounds like you and Brand have a good working relationship. Tell me a little bit about that.
I have been working here for 5 years, and yes, Brand is a wonderful person to work for. He's very patient, he's very understanding, he's very level-headed, and he really knows, he knows the law very well, and he's just it's a pleasure to work here. It's really a great office. The environment here, it's more like a family. We work together, so we're a team.
I can see that. So that's awesome. Thanks for taking a little time to explain what you do and tell us a little bit about this office.
Thank you so much.
Well, what do you think sets you apart from your other lawyers? What makes you different?
What I've always wanted to do, especially since I came to Naperville, because I'm from the area my entire life, except for those couple of years I was gone, was to be part of the community and have people recognize that fact. And I live here, I work here, and I participate here. And as does my wife, Mary Ann, you know that. And it's no big deal, but we're community people. But also, I like what I'm doing, and I like people. And a lot of times people say, I've handled thousands of transactions over the years, but yet everyone is different. Mm-hmm. They're all the same, but they're different. Different buyers, different sellers, different realtors, different lawyers. Everything is different. And I kind of think about the farmer's commercial where they say, we've seen everything so we can handle anything. That's pretty much our case. I mean, over the years, and thank God my memory's pretty good because I pick up on some clients I had from a number of years ago. And so I like it. And I don't know as if everybody that practices law or any other profession necessarily really likes what they're doing, but I do.
Now you mentioned community. That community means a lot, and to be involved where you live and work and raised your family. How are you involved in the community? I think many people know you in a certain way.
I've been president of Little Friends, president of the Rotary, president of the Chamber of Commerce. My wife too, we're the only two I think that are president of both our Rotary clubs and the Chamber. Church affiliations, college. I went to Illinois Benedictine before Notre Dame, before University of Illinois. I had a lot of years there and that stuff, but so that kind of involvement. Then most recently for me, the last 20 years has been the CenturyWalk Corporation. And that's taken a lot of time, and some of these pictures and things around here. This is also CenturyWalk's corporate office, where we had our boardroom here and things of that sort. So I've enjoyed it, and it's never been a job.
Thanks for taking time to talk to us today.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. Thank you.